Hello everyone, welcome back to another video and a new tree I have purchased recently, namely this brush cherry that you can see right here. A variety that is maybe not that readily available and also, as far as I had read until now, a bit more finicky. However, I do feel more comfortable nowadays already to go into more finicky trees and try to keep them alive. I have a couple of bonsai by now. If you know this channel, you have seen most of them already, and I think I want to move on also a bit to more finicky species, simply trying my best with them. So that's why I decided on getting this brush cherry here that you can see right in front of you. The form of it, of course, very much the usual broom style shape that you can get and that you often get these commercially trees in, especially the smaller specimen, as is the case here also. For brush cherry, I think this is a style that fits perfectly because, as you can see, it is growing very much upwards, so you don't get a lot of horizontal growth here. You could wire it out, but in my opinion, it actually fits the style of the tree way better if you have it in this brush-like or broom-like shape and form, simply because it is also just the natural way of this tree, the natural way of growing for this tree. So why not incorporate that in your plant design? As you can also see, we have some smaller leaves down here, some of them which I want to actually get rid of because they do sort of not really give a good view of the trunk. And you can see there's even some soil in here, so the way it was grown, simply I guess it was in a different pot. It was then potted into this one, was potted too high and not really cleaned off from the soil. So we have a lot of smaller leaves still clinging on it that I simply want to take out because it really doesn't benefit the tree or the health of the tree, I would even say, because most of them don't even seem to fully reach the soil. Some of them do, but in the end, they just trap a lot of soil to the trunk here, which I'm not really a fan of. So just cleaning the trunk off a bit and also cleaning off this lower roots. Also here a bit. We have here still one that is quite considerably shown here and one here that we take off. And other than that, I'm fine with the trunk line up to this point. I will keep cleaning it a bit afterwards, but for now, it at least frees up this space already quite nicely. I will not repot this tree at the moment, even though normally, especially as you can see here, when it is in soil like this that is very compact, I do prefer to repot right away. However, growth season is almost over here, so I do not want to risk harming the tree by repotting that late in the season. So I simply will keep that task for spring. Looking at the foliage, we do still see some new growth, also for example up here. And I'm not sure if it's shown that much on video, but it comes in this very light green, almost pinkish color. So the newest leaves are really in a light pink, and it then turns later on into this very dark green that you can see here on all the leaves. So definitely a nice feature on this tree that I'm really looking forward to, especially then of course in the next growth season, to see more from this new growth forming and continuously cutting it back, then of course also to keep its shape. Speaking of cutting back, there is some growth here that I want to shorten a bit. As I said, growth season is almost over, so I'm already in preparation mode basically for winter. So I am also of course looking at what I can shorten here a bit, simply so it has a good shape over winter when there's no growth appearing or almost no new growth appearing, simply giving it already a nice shape and keeping it as compact as possible also for winter. When working on it, what does become quite apparent is that the branches, the wood on it seems a bit brittle, so more brittle than other varieties that I'm more used to, like for example ficus. So definitely when it comes to wiring, that is something to keep in mind, I would say. Here we have a lower branch that we do not need. I will probably also try to wire in the future. As I said, in the moment I do like this broom style look, so no need to wire. I do want to take maybe one or the other branch out here just to free it up a little bit, but not too much. As I said, here we have a lot of growth coming from one point, so we take it out. And this one is also standing out a bit. But other than that, I would not work too much on it. As I said, I just wanted to feature this tree to give you an idea of also a little new project I have going on now with this more finicky specimen or more finicky species. If you have any questions about brush cherry, or if you have any recommendations, of course feel free to leave them in the comments, especially the recommendations. I would be really interested in to see how you maybe are faring with your brush cherry. What are specific things you already have noticed about it that helps you simply keep it healthy and happy? If you enjoyed this video, of course, feel free to leave a like. And if you enjoyed this channel, I would be really happy if you also subscribe to it. And hopefully then I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.